hot crochet summer has officially arrived. Hey there, and welcome to the Totally Fierce Crochet channel. My name's Thomas, and in this video I'm going to show you how to make such a beautiful sunflower granny square. Now, some of you have probably seen my previous video where I showed you how to make the very special 3D sunflower granny square, and I was thinking like maybe some of you are looking for a simpler solution that still looks like a sunflower but is made in a much more easy way. It only takes 4 rounds, is super easy and super fast to make, and it's absolutely beginner friendly. So here we go. And of course, before we start, take a sec, like this video and subscribe to my channel. Thank you. Alright, so here's what you need. First up, of course, the yarn. I'm using leftover yarns from, of course, my 3D sunflower and other yarn that I already had, which is why I also have this warmer sunshine yellow yarn. And all of the yarns are from Hobby, and it's an 8/8 quality. And we would need a 4mm hook to go along with it. Then, of course, a yarn needle to sew in those ends, and of course the scissors. And we are good to go. We are going to start with the brown, then the darker yellow, then the lighter yellow, and then the blue to finish it off. So we start with the brown, and we are going to start with a magic circle. Now you should be familiar. Do as if you would do a slip knot. Take your end yarn, pull it through that center loop here, and then close the slip knot right here. And here we go. Here's our loop to work in. And here's our magic ring. Of course, if you have another technique that works for you, feel free to do that. And we are going to start with a fake double crochet. So you go in the magic ring, grab the yarn, pull it through, 2 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through both of the loops. So you basically made a single crochet. Then go in the front loop, grab the yarn again, pull it through, 2 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through. And here's your start with the fake double crochet. Then we are going to make 15 double crochets in the magic ring. So you yarn over, go in the ring, pull the yarn through, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. And this we do until we have, including the fake double crochet, 16 stitches in the magic ring, and I'll meet you once you have it. So 16 stitches or 16 double crochets, including the fake double crochet in our magic ring. Here's how it looks like, and now we can close the magic ring. Now to continue, we are going to slip stitch in the top of our fake double crochet, which was right here. And we are going through both of the loops. Pulling the yarn through and slip stitch to close it. And then we do a little trick. We pull the loop out a little bit, and then we go into our next stitch right here, insert the hook from the back. We're going to take the loop, put it over our hook, and pull it through the next stitch to hide it in the back. So later on we can then work around our circle here, And now is also the time to change the color. So we grab that loop again. You can pull it tight like this, and then we can also cut the yarn. And now I'm taking the next color, which in my case is the darker yellow. I'm just going to place it over the hook and pull it through that brown loop. Again, I'm tightening up everything, and I'm going to take my yarn ends and pull them in front of my work. I'm not going to work in the yarn ends all the way through. I'm just going to work them in for the very first stitch, and later on in the end sew them in, all of them, because that makes the sunflower granny square look much neater and you don't have any yarn spots from different colors popping through the different stitches. And to start now with this second round, we are going to make puff stitches, and for that you pull your loop out a little bit, approximately in the height of a half double crochet, and then you yarn over. Keep those yarn ends here on the side. You yarn over, and then you go in the first stitch through both of the loops. Yarn over, grab the yarn, pull it through, pull everything up like this. Yarn over again. You can also hold the yarn in place by putting your finger here. Go in again, grab the yarn, pull it through, pull everything up. And once more, yarn over, go in the stitch, pull the yarn through. Now you have 7 loops on your hook. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And whenever you have 7, you yarn over one last time and pull through all of the loops on the hook and make a slip stitch to close it. And here's your first puff stitch. You can still drag on the brown yarn end and the yellow yarn end to close everything, but now we are going to leave the yarn ends behind because we can then continue with the next stitch and we make our next puff stitch. I'll show you one more. So you yarn over, you go into the next stitch, grab the yarn, pull it through, pull everything up, yarn over, go in the stitch, pull the yarn through, 5 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull it through, and here we have our 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yarn over again and pull through all of the loops and secure it with a slip stitch. And this we do until we have 16 puff stitches all around, and this is where I'll meet you again. And here we are, 16 puff stitches, 1 puff stitch in each of the double crochets from the first round. And now we can close our round by closing our last puff stitch, and then we are going in to the top of the next puff stitch right here, and we make a slip stitch to close the round. And now we can also start with our next color. If you don't change the color like I do, you can just continue. For those of you who have 2 different yellow tones, now would be the time to change it. And we go with our hook in between those 2 puff stitches, pull the hook through, take the yarn, the next color over your hook, pull it through, and then we are going to start already with a single crochet, just like this. And now we do as if we would do a fake double crochet by going into the front bar of the stitch, and we pull everything up like that. And now we are going to make bobble stitches, and bobble stitches work as follows. It's basically 5 unfinished double crochets. So if that makes any sense, if not, I'm going to show you. So you yarn over, you go in between the 2 puff stitches from the previous round. You pull the yarn through and yarn over and pull through just 2, and then keep this unfinished double crochet on your hook. Again, you yarn over, go in between the puff stitches, grab the yarn, pull it through, yarn over and pull through 2 loops. Now you have 4 loops on the hook. Yarn over one final time, grab the yarn, pull it through, yarn over and pull through 2 loops on your hook. So whenever you have 5 loops on the hook, your bobble stitch is done, basically. So you can yarn over and pull through all 5 odd loops on your hook. And then to secure it, we make a slip stitch, and then we chain 1, and then we can move on directly with our next bobble stitch. I'm leaving the yarn ends again behind. I'll show you once more. And now the beginning is also different, because now we already have the height. So you yarn over, go in between the next puff stitches, grab the yarn, pull it through, yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, go in between the puff stitches, grab the yarn, pull it through, yarn over and pull through 2. And we do this until we have 5 loops on the hook. Like this, and then we yarn over and pull through all 5 loops, slip stitch to close it, and chain 1 to go into the next space right here. And I'll meet you once you made 16 bobble stitches in between the puff stitches. See you. Here we go. All those bobble stitches are in there, and now you can also see the difference with the darker yellow and the brighter yellow. It just creates a bit more depth into the overall flower. And now we are going to close our last bobble stitch by making a slip stitch, and then we are going to close this round off with a half double crochet. And we go in the top of our next bobble stitch, pull the yarn through, yarn over, and pull through all of the loops so we can close the round. And we are also here then in the corner to start with our next color, which will then also be the transition from circle to square. So we can cut the yellow yarn off and take our blue yarn, and now we can connect the blue yarn. Just place the blue yarn over your hook, pull it through that yellow loop, tighten the yellow loop a little bit, take the yarn ends towards the front of your work. And then we are going to start with a fake double crochet in that same space right here. And we go in the front bar, pull everything up, yarn over and pull it through. Now we make 2 double crochets in that same space. like this. We can now also leave our yarn ends behind. Then in that next, in between the bubble stitches space, we make 3 half double crochets. So you yarn over, grab the yarn, pull it through, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, and pull through all 3 of them. And we need 3. And in the next space, we make 3 single crochets. So with the different stitches, we decrease the height, basically, or align according to the circle to get our straight lines or straight borders. Then we continue with 3 half double crochets, so we are going up again. And then in the next space, 3 double crochets, and this will also be our corner for the square. So once you have the 3 double crochets like this, we chain 2 and then make 3 more double crochets into that same space to create our first granny square corner. Just like this. And from there, it's basically a repeat of this first round. And I'll meet you once you're back at the beginning or the end. And voila, here we have our squarish form. It's still a bit wonky because, of course, you have like much more stitches and things going on. And that's also why I'm going to make a simple border with single crochets all around, just to emphasize on the square shape. But of course, if you want to use this as like multiples of them as a bag or as a pillowcase or as a blanket, you can already take this stage right here and connect it or connect them all together into something bigger. But that's completely up to you. The border is absolutely optional. And here's how I do it. I chain 2. Then I'm going to slip stitch into the top of our fake double crochet where we started the round with. And make a slip stitch. And then I'm going to make single crochets in each of the stitches around. And once you reach a corner, I'm going to make 4 single crochets all into that corner space. And then always start my next one by putting the first single crochet in the top of this very first double crochet. I'm just saying this because they are easy to miss. And you sure don't want to miss any of them. And once you're at the end, we chain 1, then we can cut the yarn. Pull the yarn through, because now we can already start sewing in those ends. And here we have the slip stitch. So we are basically now on this one. We are going to replace it. Here's the one after that. And we're going to take this one here. And we are going to put our yarn needle from the front to the back. Align the loops here on top. And then go from the top back in to finish everything with the invisible finish, so you later on don't see where the beginning was and the end. And then you can turn your work and start incorporating all the yarn ends. Since we only have 4 rounds, there's not many to work in. And you're done quickly. And the beautiful, simple sunflower granny square is done. Make sure to stretch it out a little bit, let it rest, and here we go. So pretty. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed making this beautiful sunflower granny square with me, and I hope to see you again next time, only at the Totally Fierce Crochet channel. Bye!